Hey guys, Jonathan here, and today we're taking a look at the $280 LEGO Beauty and the Beast castle, which LEGO sent me early to review, but of course all thoughts are my own. This comes out April 1st for LEGO insiders and April 4th for everybody else, and this is crazy. It has 2,916 pieces, tons of minifigs, some brick-built figures as well, and it stands 20.5 inches tall and 12.5 inches wide, so it will definitely need some serious space in your LEGO collection. But right off the bat, guys, I have to tell you that this might be my second favorite LEGO set of the entire year so far. So, with that being said, let's start breaking it down and looking at all of the details just a little bit closer. So the first minifig to look at is Belle. This is a really great figure using a torso print that looks just like the movie. I love the little sparkles on it. Then she has dual molded arms with those yellow gloves, as well as a printed skirt piece, which also has printing on the back, which is so awesome. I think the hair piece works great, and of course we do have a reversible head, which we can flip around to see the other side right here. I think that this figure is the absolute perfect inclusion. I do sort of wish that we got the classic Belle in her white and blue dress as well. That would be cool, but for the castle scenes, it does make a lot of sense to get this yellow one, so I love it. As we'll see later in the set too, you can actually switch out the skirt for this piece here so that she can sit in her dress, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later in the review. Full disclosure, the only minifig that I'm a little bit iffy about is Beast himself. The headpiece is reused from the mini doll version of Beast, which does make sense, and, you know, when you look at him in the movie, he's so much taller than everybody else, much less Belle, and he's barely taller than the Belle minifig here. Now, the reality is, they had to make him this height so that he can actually fit inside the castle. Like, if they made him a big fig the size of the Hulk, that would look ridiculous, and there is currently no mid-sized option for him, so this really was the best choice, and I do think they did a nice job there. The black legs with brown boots, dual molded, are really nice. The printed mirror piece is absolutely amazing. I love that piece as well. Then, of course, you can see that we've got a tail on the back, and the headpiece lifts up, and we actually get the prince's head underneath, as well as a hairpiece that can be swapped out so that you can transform him back to his human form. And of course, that head is double-sided, so that's really great as well. I absolutely love this minifig. It is a beast of a minifig, haha, and I do wish it was bigger, but given the constraints LEGO has, I think it is the best it can be. Up next, we have Maurice, who's another great minifig. He has mid-sized legs, which means they're not quite short legs, but they are posable, as you can see, which is really cool. He's got the swept-back white hair from Doc Brown back in the day. Gotta love that. And then, of course, his big bushy mustache is great, and that head can be flipped around for a shocked face on the other side, which he's seen making quite a few times throughout the movie. Gaston appears to be a complete reuse of the figure from the Disney Villains set, you know, like with the apple and the VHS tapes and all that. So I do think that this is a great minifig from that set. I really can't think of anything they could have done to upgrade him. It's just such a great fig right out of the box. Full disclosure, don't have that set, but just eyeballing it, it does appear to be the exact same figure. Maybe this head expression is different. I don't know, but I haven't built that set, so I'm not sure. But within the context of this set, it makes perfect sense, and I love the way that this looks. And as far as traditional minifigs go, the last one is LeFou. This is his first ever LEGO minifig, and he's got the short legs, which looks really good, and of course we can flip that head around. I actually prefer this side with his teeth like that. I think it looks really great. He's got his torch accessory. Overall, just an awesome minifig, and I'm glad they included him. Alright, that brings us to our brick-built figures, that being Cogsworth as well as Lumiere. Honestly, I don't know how they could have made either of these any better than they are. I think that they both translate super well. Both only use a couple pieces, and thankfully, the faces on both are printed. There are very few stickers in this set, as you'll see when we go through it, so I think that this turned out awesome. We also get Fifi and Sultan, both being brick-built. Fifi's face is printed, which is nice, and I love the build for Sultan. Once again, I think that they absolutely crushed it with this design, and I really don't know how it could possibly be any better. I think it turned out great. And finally, we have this little tea cart here with Chip and Mrs. Potts. Now, Mrs. Potts and Chip are no strangers to Lego. We've certainly gotten them before, but we actually get 2 pieces of Chip in case you lose one, so that's pretty cool. And you can see it's just a pretty standard, tea cart here with a little handle so a minifig could push it around, but both of these are really nice and round out all of our main characters that are built here. Okay, so as we talk about the castle, we'll kind of do it section by section. Let's start with the exterior. Over here to our left side, you can see that we have these 4 curved window pieces, and thankfully, all of those are printed, no stickers. I love that you can actually see inside, and of course, we'll go inside the castle here in just a second, but those look really great, and all of these little graded window pieces in the towers right here are also printed as well. I think Lego did a really interesting job with, like, covering some of them up as you go higher, because it does kind of help with forced perspective and, changing the size of things. Then, of course, we've got these little pillars here that are built great. We've got bird gargoyles all around that you'll see as we go up. But one thing I wanted to talk about is this shield piece right here, which I really, really dig. It, of course, is a sticker piece, but you can see that we've got a rose there representing the rose from the movie. Got a lion there, probably meant to represent the beast. And then I'm not exactly sure what the clubs are supposed to be in the bottom right. I don't know if that's like a sign of nobility or something like that, but it's YouTube, so somebody in the comments surely will know. I really like these pieces too. They kind of look like the beast with the horns and, the bottom there. I don't think that they're actually supposed to be the beast, but they do add a lot of ornate detail here. So we'll go ahead and move up to look at the top here. We have more of these bird gargoyles up top that look really great. I love the way that they did the kind of balconies, if you will. I mean, you could put a minifig there, realistically. Like, here, we'll put Belle there, looking over the balcony. She sort of kind of fits in there. I'm not sure if it's meant to be, because there's not really, like, a walkway to get out there. We aren't really able to recreate the final battle between Gaston and the Beast on the roofs, just given the shaping. The closest place we could do that is like right here, but I don't think that that's exactly 100% movie accurate, so really at the scale, it only could be so accurate, but as we move up, I absolutely love this. Now, this is a sticker piece on this window, but you can see that we've got the stained glass there with the rose and the Beast and Belle there, but it almost kind of sort of looks like those could be hidden Mickeys. Not 100% sure, but you know how Lego loves their references and Disney loves their hidden Mickeys, so it certainly could be. Now, as we move all the way to the top, you can see that we've got this flag here, and then just the castle top. We will look at the backside here as we flip the set around, but overall, the exterior of this set is absolutely awesome. There are some exterior details that are easier to look at when we're looking at the interior, so I'll make that make sense as we flip the castle around now and move around to the backside. This is absolutely awesome, and I'll obviously go into more detail, but here is just a quick look at all the floors of the castle, going all the way up and all the way back down. So let's start on the bottom floor and work our way up. So something really interesting is this centerpiece here. So let's lift the castle up a little bit so that we can pull the entire centerpiece out. I see this as having multiple functions. Like if you only have a little bit of room on your desk at work or something and you wanted to display this, you could just take this piece out. But on the same token, these doors up front open on the inward side. So if we flip the castle around, remember I said I would talk about things on the interior and exterior, we could open the doors like that, but then I think we can slide this the opposite way in so that when you open the doors, it looks like you're going in the castle with the steps there. Now, of course, that does, you can't really see a ton up there, but I do like that that middle section can be reversed and removed depending on how you want to display the castle. But of course, let's look at it in the context of the set. It's such a great little build, and honestly, just a little marquee build like this on its own would have been really cool, but of course, getting the whole castle is even better. I love this set so much, if you can't tell. So you've got some studs here so that the characters can, like, climb the steps, but look how intricate the detailing of the steps are. There's just a little bit of room there, and it honestly causes some forced perspective when you look at it from a little bit further back. Then, of course, I really dig how they did the handrails here with those curved pieces. It looks so good. We've got the great curtains there, and behind Belle, that's a sticker on the window with the stars in the sky, and overall, this just looks fantastic. This is maybe my favorite, like, individual room or display, but there is a play feature coming up over here that is my favorite part of the set as a whole. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, though, you'll notice that there are identical doors on both sides. Since it's a little easier to see, we'll focus on this left one, but when you open it up, there's actually a prison in there that you could put the minifigs in. Of course, those minifigs being Belle and Maurice. So it's a little bit of a tight fit because it's hard to get your hand in there, but you could get the general idea that the minifig goes in there. And one thing I liked is that they flipped the doors upside down so that the grate is on the bottom, just like we see in the movie, because Maurice isn't exactly the tallest guy on the planet, so having him, be able to access that window on the floor makes a lot of sense, and it was genius for Lego to flip the door upside down to accomplish just that. Alright, so as I mentioned, over here there's a little gear you can turn, and that moves the entire floor so that Belle and the Beast can dance around the ballroom here. I think that that is absolutely awesome, and it just looks so great. So you can see him turning that gear there, and it moves the entire floor, but that removed, how great is this build overall with those printed windows, that amazing chandelier hanging from the ceiling, and I think that those might be hidden Mickeys there in the curtains as well. You can see the ears and the head. I think that might be what that's supposed to be, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, I like this little railway, and as we're kind of finishing up on the bottom floor here, I like how they added like the rockiness and the flowers and stuff just to add a little bit of exterior detail to the base of this awesome set. So you'll remember that Belle has this alternate dress piece that you can use to have her seated at various places in the castle. Then, of course, we can put Beast right here. And there's a hidden gear underneath the table that you can see right there that when you twist it, it makes everything on the table come to life. Now, we also have gray stuff there, which is really great. We have the chef stove in the back there. So that's really cool. And there's actually a chair from upstairs that you can bring down to this floor for Beast to be able to sit at the table as well. So that works out. I think you got to move his tail the other direction, though. It's got to go up so that he can actually sit a little something like that. So, like I said, we take a look at the exterior, and I just want to say, I like that there's some empty space here and here, as well as over here, because it allows for you to kind of make your own adventures around the castle. Like, this could be a stairway that somebody walks up, or you could have Belle walk out on the balcony sort of over here. I just like that it's not, oh, here's a bunch of movie scenes with nothing else to do. It does leave you some extra space to play and make up your own stories. Now, as I'm moving the camera around, you can see that there's also a sink in the back there, as well as a cupboard with all the plates and all that inside. It is a little tough to see, and this table doesn't really come out. You would think it would the way it's displayed in there, but sadly, once you build that table in there, a lot of those details in the back of the kitchen kind of, well, you can't really see them as well anymore. Even with me moving the camera around, you can't really even see it in person, to be real. All right, now on the next floor up, we've got a little globe over here, as well as a library build with some seating for both the Beast and Belle on that couch. And something I love, if you look over the fireplace, there's the Disney Castle silhouette hanging out there, and of course, surrounding the fireplace are all of the books. Now, given the scale of this set, there was no way they could build the giant library from the movie, so I am glad to see that they were able to get some books in here at all. Speaking of which, we get a little Once Upon a Time accessory for Belle, which looks really good, so you could have her sit on the couch here and read. Of course, these pieces are removable if you wanted, and you could put them in other places of the castle, which works out really well. And then we also have this wardrobe over here with the printed face that looks awesome. Then, of course, you could open that up, and you could put Belle inside for her to be able to change into her dress for the big dance, which is really cool. Then as we move a level up, there's actually something hidden in here. You can pull this tab out, and there's actually storage for the Beast's different parts. So it depends on how you want him to, be transformed or not. But you could put this hair piece on there and store it in there. But then if you're transforming the Beast, you could actually take the head piece like this and the tail piece like this and put them on here. So the tail just sits on that little stand there, and the head just stands on that. And so you just push it in like that, and now the pieces are hidden in plain sight there. Now as we move up, you can see we've got some candles here. Over to the side, we've got the torn picture of what the prince used to look like. In the movie, it's a lot more torn up than this, but at Lego scale, they had to do it this way so that you could actually tell what it is. And then, of course, we've got the iconic rose underneath the dome there. I think that they did a great job scaling that. And, of course, there are some little studs there, so you could put minifigs, next to it or whatever. But that works out great. Then, really, all there is as we move up, just the top of the castle here. So it is nice that they actually put some studs there. So if you wanted to put Belle and the Beast up top overlooking their kingdom, you could. Actually, the Beast's headpiece is still in that storage spot, so I guess it'll be the prince. But there you go, overlooking from the tallest tower, and I love the way that this turned out. So that's about all there is to say about the set. So let's zoom out, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, let me know what you thought of this set. You know, the price is $280, and there's 2,916 pieces. The size of the set is crazy, the build is a great experience, and honestly, I'm shocked that this set doesn't cost more. Given how LEGO prices have increased so much just this year alone, I really love that we get so much value in this, and if you're a classic Disney fan, a Beauty and the Beast fan, or you just like LEGO castles, this offers so much value. So I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Huge thank you again to LEGO for sending this my way, and be sure to let me know if you plan on picking this one up. Alright, we're gonna call this video a day here. It's been a tale as old as time reviewing LEGO sets here on the channel, and today's been great. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and until next time, build on.